First up, we've got Love Battery, sub pop band, early 90s. This is from 91, and one of the more lesser known bands on sub pop, but I love this album. Psychedelic, grunge, sort of Beatles-esque in places. So not easy to get hold of, I'm sure, but if you can get hold of it, I thoroughly recommend it. That's Love Battery, and the album's called Dayglow. Next up, this one's probably a little bit hard to see. Sunny Day, Real Estate. I could have picked one with a better front cover, couldn't I? This is their second album, called maybe just self-titled, from 1995. A little bit different to some of the ones we're going to see on the list. They're a Seattle band. They weren't very famous because they were pretty self-destructive. They wouldn't do press interviews, they didn't make videos and all sorts of stuff like that. They reformed, split up, so they didn't do themselves any favours. But they're kind of like an emo band, but when emo was, you know, when it originally came out, it kind of was emotional hardcore, they called it. So this is a very emotional album. It goes from really melodic bits to really raw, noisy bits. So yeah, brilliant album. Check it out. Next up, we've got Modest Mouse. Now, one of the bigger bands on the list, another Portland band, still going today and still doing well today. This is a little bit of a cheat because this is my favourite one of theirs, but it's a little bit later. This one's from 2004, although their early albums are great as well. Musically they're quite different from a lot of the other grunge bands on the list. They're kind of more, I guess, indie, a bit emo, lots of jagged staccato riffs, kind of lo-fi production. Anyway, great album. Okay, next up we have Young Fresh Fellows. Now, these are another Seattle band, not on Sub Pop. These are on small label Frontier Records. Great label. If ever you see anything on that label, it's well worth picking up. This is their fifth album. They've done loads of albums. This is from 1989, so they've been going a long time. Kurt Bloch was in the band at one point, who's also in the Fastbacks, who are also on my list. Really tuneful, not heavy, just really tuneful power pop. Anyway, there you go, Young Fresh Fellows. This album is called This One's for the Ladies. Next up, we've got Seaweed. Have to be on the list, really. They are one of the kind of what you would call the quintessential grunge bands, quintessential grunge sound, as Seattle as it gets. And this is their fourth album, although they don't change much. I could have put any of theirs on the list. Sort of grungy, punky, very kind of like Nirvana, Bleach sort of era. This is from '93. Great album, and they're not too expensive, and they're fairly easy to get, so try to find it.